Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is the Piracy Show. And this is hopefully one of the final 2 episodes that I'm going to record before I have to go and hop onto a plane today. So we're gonna just kind of get cracking on. Now, why do I make jokes out of, so many things in Star Citizen? Why do I make fun of it? And I think part of it is to keep sane. That's why I crack these jokes. That's why I make remarks like the one-time only limited edition Drake Dragonfly Yellow Jacket now making its 3rd appearance in the store. That's why I do these things, because it kind of helps level it out. Because if you watch Star Citizen's development, it does kind of, drive you a little bit up the wall if you get too much into it. If you do spend too much time staring into the abyss, the abyss is also staring back into you and making you wonder who thought it was a good idea to make a double-barrel sniper rifle when you don't have a single-shot sniper rifle with a floating barrel like you should in the very beginning. I mean, it's really a great idea to have a sniper rifle that fires 2 shots in quick succession, especially when the first shot will completely spoil your second shot. And if you're using it at close range, when you automatically be reaching for your AR anyway, rather than your sniper rifle. And, just little quibbles like that sometimes make you go, what the hell were they thinking? And I think that it's important to kind of have, to make those jokes and to have fun with this kind of stuff, because it is nutty. I mean, think about it. This has been going on since 2012. We're now at 2018. Squadron 42, are we going to get it in 2018? No. No, we're not. We may get a playable portion of the game if we're lucky, fingers crossed, but unlikely. We're supposed to see a lot of careers come in their Tier 0 implementation in Star Citizen, and that may get us to a point where Star Citizen itself is entertaining enough to play for protracted periods of time and enjoy, but maybe not, right? And we still have major performance issues. That's a big issue, like a serious one that I think has yet to be tackled in a truly meaningful way that would produce a playable game at the end of the line. I hope that gets resolved over the next year. I really, really do. But in the meantime, you just got to make fun of it. You just got to have fun with this whole thing, because otherwise you're just going to go bonkers. I mean, look at the Star Citizen trailer that I showed at the beginning of this video. A lot of people were getting mad about it. They were like, oh, God, it's deceptive. Oh, you're going to bring in all these new backers who are going to see that and think that that's Alpha 3.2. And everyone, was up in arms about it. And, I looked at it and I was like, meh. No, because I know that most people are going to look at that and go, oh, my God, Star Citizen. Are they still making that? Is that still a thing? What? I mean... it is. That game has taken almost as long to develop as the life cycle of a gaming console. World War II was fought and lost and fought and won in the time it's taken to build that game, and they're still not finished. It's funny. You have to, you get to a point where it's either you just have to start laughing at something, or you're just going to end up going nuts with rage, right? Look at the Cutlass, right? Now, we've talked about the Cutlass view many, many times, right? We've talked about that issue, and of course people have come in and tried to defend it. And, this was an issue that going all the way back into the summer of 2017, that players, not myself even, but other players had already identified and been speaking out about on Reddit. There were Reddit posts going back to June 2017 where people were saying, hey, I saw the new Cutlass view that you showed on ATV, and there's actually a problem here. This panel raises way too high and it's blocking your view. And people were, showing this and saying, hey, CIG, you should take a look at this. And then nothing was done. By the time we got our hands on that Cutlass, it was already too late. And so everyone was kind of starting to talk about this and saying, hey, this is something that needs a fix. And then even myself, I had made videos saying, if you switch the seats around, and if you make the pilot seat the high seat and you make the the co-pilot seat the low seat, kind of the way it should be in the first place, then you eliminate the problem and you actually ameliorate the situation so much better. I mean, now the co-pilot has all the panels, they can interact with all the systems at once. The pilot has less redundant panels and they have a clear view of what's going on around the ship. It's a much better system. For CIG's situation, you have a lot of the art already in place. And I mean, the community has now given you an out. They've given you a way to kind of go back, make some changes, and you fix the situation. You're out of it. That issue is completely resolved, right? And this has been presented by the community. It wasn't me who made that thread and asked the devs. It's somebody else, one of the viewers of this channel who actually did that. And they said, hey, here's an out. Here's a way to get out of this problem and actually improve the ship. CIG's reply, well, we were watching Aliens, and that's the way it is on the Cheyenne, and that's the way we want to keep it. Translation, yeah, it's a problem, but we just don't want to go back to final art. I mean, it's at that point where you have to laugh at it. I mean, if you don't laugh, you're just going to rage and you're just going to go completely bonkers. So you have to stop and laugh. I mean, you know what? I'm going to reveal something now. I'm going to reveal a prank that I've been pulling for like 2 years. There's one or two members of Scum know that I've been doing this for 2 years, but up until now, I don't think anyone has noticed that I've done it, or at least they've never put up a comment that I've seen where they've said, hey, wait a minute, what's going on there? Some of you may remember about a couple of years ago, I kicked over a bit of a hornet's nest. And it had to do with this little ship here. This is the Asperia Prowler. This is the stealth boarding ship. And, in all honesty, there was a lot about this ship that I really liked. And I commented on that. In fact, I commented on how much I really liked the design, especially the first time I saw it in Final Fantasy Spirits Within. And people went apeshit. That video got a crazy amount of views. All kinds of people were mad at me because they're like, no, it doesn't look anything like it. Those ships are completely different. How dare you? How dare you, sir? And all kinds of people were just trying to find all different ways to argue with me that it wasn't in any way resembling that ship. Well, I decided to put that to the test. So, I would talk about the Prowler from time to time. So let's do that right now. We're looking at the Prowler, and there's a lot of great things about the Prowler. The price is a huge hump to get over. $450 for this, but it does have a lot of cool features. I mean, especially when you think about the mission running nowadays. If you want to go and deliver a package, but you don't want to get caught, even a small package, you can do that with the Prowler. You can go to a location and you can bring, it doesn't have explicit cargo space, which is kind of a downside to this ship, but you have enough room that you can drop 1 or 2 crates, I'm sure, on the interior, carry them to a location and complete a mission and do it very secretively with the Prowler. That's something that I really like about this ship. But ultimately, it was that price tag that pushed me away from it. There's a lot of great things about the Prowler, but, maybe I can experiment and see how far I can take stealth on something like a Cutlass and save a lot of money. Maybe it's something that I'll get in game later on, but for right now, I just can't justify it at the price. This is the type of conversation and the pictures that I would show while I would be talking about the Prowler over the last couple of years. And infrequently we would come to the topic of the Prowler. When might we see it? Why is it, what are the good features of this ship? And we've talked about the good features of this ship many times. But what no one really noticed over the last 2 years is that randomly I would throw in pictures of the Copperhead instead of the Prowler, or I would simply just show pictures of the Copperhead dropship rather than the Prowler for the entirety of talking about the Prowler. And no one noticed. No one noticed. I've been doing this for 2 years and no one saw it. On piracy shows, on ship updates, I would just randomly throw in pictures of the copperhead. I did it right there. I snuck the copperhead in the middle of all the Prowler images, and chances are people are going to rewind and go back and go, oh my god, yeah, there it is. Because the two are so damn close in appearance. It's frightening. They even have the same drop area out of the lower sides on the right and the left. It's uncanny how close that these two things look to each other, you know? And so, like, I did that over 2 years after all these people shit on me and told me that what was there wasn't there. I was like, you know what, let's put this to the test. And for 2 years I've been doing this, and apparently no one noticed. Now, fast forward to now, and of course, chances are there's probably still some people arguing about the whole Venture Vulture thing. And the truth is, CIG did put up a very convincing, you know, piece talking about their whole development process in coming to that design of the Vulture. So I would say that, in all honesty, yeah, I can totally see how CIG got to that design, and it ends up being a coincidence. I'd even said that in ship updates. I can see how they got here. But, you know, at the same time, it is funny. It's funny. You have to laugh about it. I mean, even CCP was laughing about it and making a few friendly jabs at CIG. So, you know, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are going to be outraged over the next week, and you guys are going to be seeing that by the time you watch this video. It'll probably have blown over a little bit, but you have to look at this stuff and you have to laugh about it. I mean, otherwise it'll just drive you nuts, you know? So anyways, I think I'm going to leave it there. I can't believe I actually revealed that. Oh shit, the Prowler jokes. Wow. That has been a joke that has been brewing for a long time. I was wondering when I was ever going to pay that one off, and now that it's out there, good. It's done. I was always wondering what the reaction was going to be to that reveal, but I guess now we'll find out. Anyways, that's the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.